Gilsan followed as Jamal shouted they had arrived. It was a dead end with no one around. Looking around, Elena was disappointed at how dirty the place was, even comparing the place to being cleaner than Gilsan's room. Jamal told Elena that his shower people would be there soon. "Don't make me laugh, Jamal. No one would want to perform in a place like this." Gilsan's suspicion was confirmed. This may seem like a simple deserted street at first sight. Realizing the placement of the obstacle blocking all other routes, Gilsan knew they had made preparations in advance. Before he could continue to analyze, he was yoinked away by Elena, telling him they should go. "Young lady, don't you think we should see the show since we are here?" Jamal called out, trying to comfort Elena. Elena refused, as she didn't want to watch any shows in an area like this. "Do you work out or something, Elena?" "'Cause damn, why the fuck are you this fucking strong?" Philip blocked Elena's pathway, his face distorted with disgust and anger, telling Elena they should wait a little more. Elena's instincts warned her of danger as she cautiously called out Philip. Elena realized both Philip and Jamal were acting quite strange, asking them what was the matter with them today. "Oh my, I didn't mean to scare you," Philip answered as his demeanor did a 180 as he continued. "It's just that a reasonable request came in." This made Elena shaken within as footsteps were heard approaching, as 3 figures dripped out looking as if they had come from the Prada fashion show. "As expected, your work process is clean," the leader of the Prada people said. "I call these 3 the Prada group." This Prada leader was called Frank. Jamal happily told Frank they had brought Elena as promised, and they wanted to close their deal. Frank, the Prada drip nigger, noticed Gilsan, asking Philip if he had called requesting Gilsan to be there. Philip, greed having taken over him and losing his composure, offered Gilsan for free, claiming our boy followed them foolishly. "First of all, Jamal, you uncircumcised son of a bitch. I am not foolish," Gilsan said as he continued. "2, you fucking half-assed humans sold us for silver, bitch. Am I not that valuable that is silver? 3, do you really think you can get away with what you are doing? Nigger, fuck you, you useless son of the estate. Gilsan, shut up and pray your last words." "We just need to run away," Jamal said as he continued telling Gilsan they were just sick and tired of the Pendrium estate with the impoverished land tormented by the barbarians anyway. Philip added that he was sure they weren't the only ones leaving this forsaken land. In half of a blink, Gilsan had already cut down Jamal before he could finish his words. "Nigger, talk too much, and I had warned you you are not getting away, as your death was already made." Jamal, before he could finish his words, red juice splashed all over. Elena, Philip, and Frank had just realized that Jamal had been instantly one-shotted in a second, with no chance to understand what happened. At least those who leave the Pendrium estate never sold us out. The young useless cub had finally shown its claws, and like a predator hungry to hunt, turned and warned Philip not to be an idiot. Philip was in panic as he quickly used Elena as a body shield, shouting at Gilsan in disbelief that a knight like Philip had lost to a brat like him. Before this nigger could continue, Gilsan had trick-shot him with a sword straight in the head.
Oh, man, shot!
Son of a bitch, shit. I had gambled the wrong side. I am a disgrace to all gamblers.
You're goddamn right.
Elena quickly hugged Gilsan in fear as our boy had finally shown his fangs. "Are you sure that's the eldest son of Pendrium?" the left Prada person said, as the other added, he thought he never had any real experience or fundamental training. Frank knew, even though Jamal and Philip were caught off guard, he instantly killed 2 knights. As he knew, the attacks Gilsan had used had no mana in them. Despite that, they had quite some serious force in them. Elena, having been traumatized, asked Gilsan what was happening as she was scared to the core. Gilsan just stayed silent, and with a light chop to the neck, causing Elena to faint. Gilsan gently laid Elena down, telling her to get some rest. "Thank you," cutting the work in half. "Eldest son of Pendrium," Frank said, walking towards Gilsan. "Have you been hiding your skills?" he asked. "What does that have to matter to a dead person?" Gilsan talked back, as he knew it was only 3 of them. Assessing the 2 beside Frank were not a threat, but Frank himself was exuding an amount of mana on a different level. Gilsan knew he had to end things quickly as threads formed on his arms. "Let me ask you one thing, you fucking Prada/Vogue fanatics, whose request was this from?" "Is there need for a dead man to know that?" Frank replied. "It's surprising that a walking corpse with no life is calling me a dead man." "I knew you won't answer me no matter," Gilsan answered. You'll want to spill it soon enough anyway. Should we sever his head? One of the men asked Frank, which he declined, telling the man Gil-san should be captured alive and break every limb in his body so that he can't help but go mad so much that I want to hear your screams. Beautiful. Frank commanded his boys to charge as they instantly attacked Gil-san. Gil-san reached out for a candle, instantly throwing it between the two Prada niggerins. Did this motherfucker just bring a candle to a sword fight? Wondered one of the masked figures, as it hit him that the candle had been split at an instant as
Boom headshot!
Such shallow tricks won't work on me, said the other masked figure as he closed the distance, swinging his blade which was blocked by Gilson. As Gilson's eyes were devoid of emotion, he used his right hand to lock the masked guy's hand, and Gilson snatched the masked man's blade, catching the masked man by surprise. Gilson didn't give him any chance and instantly decapitated the masked man. Before he could catch his breath, Gilson sensed an attack coming in, instantly blocking Frank's attack, which surprised Frank as he didn't believe Gilson was able to block his attack at that position as his attack was timed, perfectly sneaked in. As Gilson twisted his body, not wasting time, he closed in an upper slashed with devastating force, which instantly sliced Frank's neck. The slash was so precise, even slashing through the man's what the fuck you call this shit wood cigarette. Yes, slashing through his wood cigarette. Gilson, like an eagle, sensed another of Frank's attacks come crushing down at Gilson as he easily blocked the attack. I'm surprised. If I was lacking in mana, I could have been decapitated by that attack of yours, Gilson thought. How did he survive the strike to the neck? Gilson pondered if Frank had focused his mana around his neck to reduce the damage. I have no clue how you learned such a strange swordsmanship at that age, but you shall meet your end right here.